Welcome to Let's Be Perfectly Queer,
a queer podcast creating space to talk about all things queer.
My name is Archie.
And I'm Katie.
And we are your hosts.
Questions of how you identify, seeking answers to clarify. Whether you're queen
or somewhere in between, let's be perfectly queer.
And we're back.
We are, and this is our final episode for Season 3.
Yay! The end
Yay.
of 2026.
2026?
I don't know.
You're jumping ahead of here.
I know I am, I know. It's going that fast. That's how it feels.
It is 2025. Just for those who are double checking the streaming platform that you're listening to this on, it is the end of 2025.
No, confuse them. Turn them in circles. It's fine.
Another year, another season has come to an end, and it's been a great year for the podcast. And firstly, we just wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you for continuing to tune in every fortnight and supporting our little show. We also had double the number of guests wanting to jump on board this year, which has been super exciting, but also super stressful trying to lock in all the interviews, especially when most of them are across the pond in different countries and trying to work out the time difference there. We even have several guests already locked in for next season already, which is super exciting and some really great conversations I'm looking forward to having.
And I guess I just want to jump in here and say that 99% of this podcast is done by Archie. If the last year you've done absolutely amazing job, and I just want to give you all the credit and all the respect for how amazing you have held everything together along with everything that's been happening. So I appreciate you. We all do.
Even though a lot of people prefer the sound of your voice, but that's okay. I end up being the one that most people listen to. It's just the way the tables turn, the turns tabled.
The turntables are turning.
You know it. So on this episode, there has been a lot going on in the news, in politics and social media regarding the LGBTQ plus community, and particular transgender individuals. And we are aware of this, but to finish on a high, we wanted to end with something a little bit different. And we didn't want to focus on the negatives and a lot of the rhetoric and what's happening in the news and the politics and social media. We just wanted to have a little bit of fun and do something a little bit different. On today's episode, we don't even know how it's going to go or what we're going to talk about.
Best time ever.
I've got a wheel here of 18 different topics, and we are going to spin the wheel, and that's what we're going to talk about. No script, no prep. It could get a little bit chaotic, or we could talk on forever, and I'm going to have to edit a 3-hour episode. I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely going to cut some stuff out, but most of the topics are lighthearted with a couple of serious questions chucked in there as well. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let me find this wheel. Where did I put this wheel?
I'm so enthusiastic about this.
All right, I'm going to spin. The first topic we are going to talk about is...
Dun, 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 dun.
If our pets had queer identities, what would they be?
Oh, 100% I know what Odie would be.
All right, what would Odie? So Odie is was meant to be a Jack Russell, but she looks more like a Maltese Jack Russell cross of some sort. And she is 4 years old?
Yep, she's 4.
She's 4. What would she be? If she had a queer identity, what would she be?
Oh, 100% Odie would be a lesbian.
I think she has a bit of bisexual panic going on.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think Odie would be a butch lesbian. That's the vibe she gives. Mm-hmm. She wants to dominate.
She does want to dominate, yes.
And she wants to show everyone that she's boss.
Yep.
And I don't think she's very interested in men. I think that she'll dominate them, but she's not interested in them 100% sexually, even though she does hump Arlo, our other dog. But I disregard that. I think that's more of a power play.
Yep.
That's my thoughts on Odie.
And what about Arlo? So Arlo is a Jack Russell cross. We're not 100% sure what he's crossed with. He kind of looks like a bit like a corgi, maybe a staffy in there as well. What would you say that his queer identity would be?
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a harder one.
He's a bit of a goofball.
He's a massive goofball.
I think maybe he wouldn't be queer, but he'd be a big ally.
Do you know what? He kind of gives asexual vibes.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's around for the fun, but he's not really... Oh, I reckon he's asexual. I don't reckon he's aromantic. I think he is definitely up for a little bit of cuddle, a little bit of fun. But I do not think that he's interested in having relationships specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, and he is 2?
2, yes. Just turned 2.
What about Gizmo? She is 10. 9.
9.
She is 9 and she is a tortoiseshell cat. What does she give you?
Not that this is anything related to queer, which is going to be not answering the question at all.
No.
But she kind of gives me dominatrix vibes. Do you know what I mean by that?
No, I don't see it at all. I just see her as being a bossy lesbian.
Do you know what? That's originally the first thing I thought.
She's very independent. She'll only come to you when she wants cuddles. You cannot go to her for cuddles. It's not the way it works. If you grab her, she will scratch you.
But she likes me more than she likes you.
Oh yeah, she loves you more than she loves me.
Yeah.
By far.
I just hope that all of our animals are queer. Do you know, it's a bit sad that I hope that they're all queer, but I just assume that they are and I really want them to be. And I think that more says a lot about me than they can be whatever they want to be.
Next topic.
Yes, let's do it.
Spin.
That wasn't a bad one.
So this one is a bit more serious, and I do want to do a full episode on this later. Can you be queer and support JK Rowling?
Do you want to answer this one first?
No. Yeah, no. Well, my answer is... I will answer this. My answer is no. I don't think you can be queer and support JK Rowling as a person. You might love the idea and the notions of the books that she's created and the world that she's created, because a lot of people love Harry Potter and have grown up with Harry Potter. But when she's openly come out and said things like the money that she has made or is making is going towards anti-trans foundations and groups, you can't be a part of the LGBTQ plus community and be proud of JK Rowling and what she's doing, because if you attack one of us, you attack all of us. It's not just, it never just stops at the one group. So I just don't think you can be queer and support JK Rowling. And I've had this argument with friends before. We've had these discussions and they've always said about separating the artist from the art. So there are punk rock singers who have done stuff that is inappropriate and people have said no, they've written them off straight away. But for some reason, when JK Rowling has, it's okay because they love her art. So I just find there's a bit of a hypocrisy in there. And, you know, if we can cancel a musician for saying something inappropriate, why can't we do the same thing for JK Rowling, who is actually attacking human rights?
Do you know, it's such a fair point that you say there, because I was thinking about it and I'm like, we love Harry Potter. In all honesty, we had a Harry Potter themed Halloween party many, many years ago. Last year. Many years ago in my mind. And it's really hard to separate the love from Harry Potter, which you want to continue, with the person who's created it, who's so incredibly toxic. But while you were talking, what I was thinking as well was that if you had somebody who had sexually assaulted somebody else as a public figure, you would find it a lot easier not to support them. But we're dealing with somebody who has spouted rhetoric about a whole facet of the queer community, yet we don't have the same response. Like, in essence, JK Rowling has done more to more people than Chris Brown.
Yeah.
In essence, if you're looking at the vastness, not saying that Chris Brown hasn't done really bad things. He has, and it was horrible. So
what you're saying is she's affecting more people with what she's doing compared to someone like Chris Brown.
Completely.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Ethically, doesn't make either of them better.
No.
It's one of those things, but it makes it a lot clearer that people can decipher and be like, well, I actively don't listen to Chris Brown. Not that it was a huge thing, because like it's not my favourite artist. But it's harder making that differentiate. Is it because it's just Harry Potter? Is it because the Harry Potter? Or is it if it was like Lord of the Rings, would people find it easier?
Maybe.
Or is it the way it is? Is it about the fact that it's the trans community?
I think so. I reckon if it was someone like is it J.R. Tolkien?
J.R.R. Tolkien?
If he came out and said that women belong in the kitchen, that's it. I think there'd be a bigger uproar because it affects all women. But I feel like because people don't respect the trans community, well, not everybody respects the trans community, it's easier to let her behaviours, dismiss her behaviours, which is not okay, but I think that's how everybody's seeing it, if that makes sense. Because, you know, one of my favourite bands is Green Day. And if Billy Joe came out and said something inappropriate to trans people, I'd be like, I'm done. Even though they're one of my favourite bands, I'm not supporting them. I'm not buying their stuff.
Isn't he queer?
Yeah, he is. I'm just saying if.
Oh, sure. I was just like, it's really unlikely hypothetical.
I know, but
I get you.
I'm just saying there are people in the queer community who are infighting.
Yeah.
So I just think that's me personally, but not everybody sees that because some people find nostalgia and some people don't want to lose nostalgia, and some people don't want to look at the bigger picture and see what their favorite person or their favorite book or their favorite author is doing and how it's affecting other people because they want to be in their little box still.
Yeah. And I think it also, you've got to reflect onto it in the way that if she was doing that personally to your best friend, if she was saying you shouldn't exist, I'm supporting a company who says you shouldn't exist, would you tolerate it? Nah, we wouldn't tolerate it. But just because there's distance from the facet as well of somebody who you might not meet doesn't make it any more palatable.
That is a big one, and that's something that we do want to touch in a full episode next season. If you have any ideas, get in contact with us.
And if you have bootleg things of Harry Potter, send us our way.
We're not paying anything anymore for any JK Rowling or Harry Potter merch. All right, the next one, rolling the wheel. Drag names you've thought of but never used.
Well, seeing as I have never actually been a drag king, which, funnily enough, I think I'd make a really good drag queen.
Yeah, I could see it.
King, as in between.
Sure.
I think I'd make a really good drag king. And this is not me coming out as non-binary yet. Who knows what life is going to be like in the future. But for every Halloween, I always dress up as a man. I dressed up as Dumbledore. I dressed up as Inigo Montoya. No, I dressed up as 11. 11's not a guy.
No.
I'm sure I've dressed up as another man.
No.
Ah, really? Is that it? Thank you, memory.
As far as we've been together, but I think you've done Edward Scissorhands before, haven't you?
Oh my God, I have.
Yeah.
That was a great outfit. I feel like I would make a great drag. Why is that so hard to say? Drag king or queen.
Yeah.
I think I'd be more of a king. I've never thought about it, and the only thing that's coming into my head right now is penis, and I don't think that's appropriate. So on to you, my love.
So when I was female presenting, I wanted to go and have a go at the amateur drag on a Wednesday night.
Really?
But my partner at the time was very offended that I wanted to dress up as a drag king and wanted to go and perform and stuff. And I was like,
you'd been great.
Yeah, so I thought about it and, I'd muck around and do all the silly boy band dancing and stuff and whatnot. And she was very offended and she was very controlling, narcissistic and whatnot. So I never got the opportunity. But if I did, I already had a name.
Really? What was it?
Ben Dover. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, dear.
I was a young 22-year-old. And I was like, this is the best name ever.
Oh, that is so sweet and so sad at the same time. I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Thank you. Yeah.
Cutie. I feel like you would have been great drag king.
I think I might have transitioned earlier had I had the opportunity, and
fair.
maybe they saw that as well, and they were a bit like, no. But yeah, I reckon had I had the opportunity to play with the gender roles a bit more as an adult and be a drag king, I probably would have transitioned earlier.
I can see you doing NSYNC and doing Bye Bye Bye.
It was that very kind of thing, because when I used to work at Typo, me and my workmates would put on the boy band kind of tunes and at Christmas we'd make up our own choreography while we're waiting and just have a bit of fun. And yeah, no, it's good fun.
I feel like you need to reinvigorate that, and the next time you guys get together, you should just how when you were a kid, you used to do talent contests and you'd be like, yeah, I've got to dance.
Yeah.
I remember doing S Club 7 with my friend, and we were obviously great.
Yeah, me and my friends did kung fu fighting.
Oh my God, I can imagine that. Oh, that's so cute, little Archie.
Yeah.
But I feel like you should do that again as adults, and I'll come along and watch.
All right. So, favourite queer characters streaming now?
Oh, Cynthia Erivo.
But she's not a queer character. She's a queer person. Queer character.
Oh, that's so sad. Because I feel like...
Because then you're looking at Alphabet. And then that was a few episodes ago.
I would say, if it was between Alphabet and Glinda, I would say Glinda for queer characters, just because I feel like Glinda gives a bit more of a queer vibe.
Yep.
I don't know why. I can't remember anybody else.
So we've recently been watching this series called Overcompensating.
Yeah.
And even though the main character is problematic,
Oh, so problematic.
he is very human though, and I really love that about the character, that he's not stereotypical. He's not your stereotypical gay character that you see on TV, and apparently it's also semi-biographical, kind of inspired about his own experiences growing up and realizing he was gay. And so I think at the moment he's one of my favorite characters just because he is so complicatedly human in every aspect.
It's really authentic to watch because you feel like you're listening to a friend tell you about their other friend and all the problematic things that you do when you're in your young 20s. And you're like, oh, why have you done that? Just for the thrills. Why not? Just for storyline.
And I'm sure there's many others, but we watch shows and then I forget them.
Oh, 100%. Don't remember any names of anything.
What do you think is the queerest animal?
The first thing that popped into my brain was the lemurs.
And why do you think a lemur is the queerest animal?
Only because.
Yeah, tell me, please.
Okay, thanks. You know how that movie Madagascar?
Yep.
And then it's like just them jumping around to the I want to move it. That's the first thing that came into my head. And therefore lemurs.
Yeah, sure.
What's your answer?
Penguins.
Oh,
just
because
because
of the story.
Yeah, because of the penguins, and then the male penguins who get an egg and then they raise a chick, and didn't one of them die this year, which is very sad.
Dude, I was not ready for that. Thank
I
you.
think so. I think one of them pass away. This could be misinformation, but
oh my gosh, don't.
Let me check.
No. What if it's real? We can't end the year like that.
And if it wasn't penguins, I'd say a seahorse.
Why?
Because seahorses can change gender, can't they? And give birth?
Oh, well, it's the male seahorse that holds the eggs. So the female seahorse.
I thought a male seahorse could change their gender to female and give birth. That's why they call them seahorse dads if a trans man has a kid.
Oh, they don't. And this is granted, we're not biologists here.
Yeah.
But no, they are two different genders when the male seahorse takes on the eggs.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if they're part of the certain species because a lot of fish can change genders. But I can't remember if seahorse can, but not specifically in that scenario. Should we do a quick Google?
Yeah, let's have a quick Google. I was wrong. They cannot change gender, but it's the misconception because seahorses are one of the only species where males get pregnant.
Because they carry the eggs. So the fertilization of the egg actually happens externally, I thought, and then the male carries the eggs. He's not technically 100%. Well, I guess in the same way he's pregnant because he carries them until gestation and then he births them.
Yeah, so the female provides the eggs and the male carries and fertilizes them in his brood pouch.
Yeah, in his pouch. His little
Anyway.
sack.
So that's why.
That's why if you see a fat seahorse, it's always a male.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Do straight actors playing queer roles bother you?
Sometimes, yes. What about you?
Would you like to expand on that?
No.
If they are playing if the person is right for the role, then it does not bother me. I think, obviously, if there was a queer actor who was perfect for the role, then it would bother me. But if the person who is playing the character plays them well, respectfully, and are the right person to kind of immerse me in whatever I'm watching, then it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the whole thing. Like when you watch Modern Family and you see Cam from Modern Family, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine anybody else in that position because they are Cam.
Yeah.
There are some things that I see where you have queer people who are not depicted appropriately and sometimes they're playing off a stereotype and it's really inauthentic. I'm really intrigued to see how Sydney Sweeney plays Christy in this upcoming movie, which is like, I think it's a boxing movie or like a martial arts movie. There was allegedly, it came out recently, that Ruby Rose was really unhappy that Sydney Sweeney got the role because she'd actually auditioned. Ruby Rose had auditioned for the role. And she was just like, what is this about? There needs to be a queer character playing this queer story.
We all know, if you've been here for a while, I don't like Ruby Rose.
So you rubbing your head?
I don't. I don't think she is a great actress, so I'm not sure how that they identify personally in that regard. But if Sydney Sweeney was the better person for the role, they were the better person for the role. I find Ruby Rose very robotic in their performances. and I can never be immersed when they're on the television. But that's not why I don't like her. There are other reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're quite one-dimensional. But spin the wheel, man.
Habbo Hotel was a queer playground.
I have no idea what that is.
You don't know what Habbo Hotel is?
What's that?
Let's go down. I think early 2000s, mid 2000s, there was this online platform called Habbo Hotel. And you could create a character, like a little avatar, and then you wandered through and you created your own house.
Oh.
And you met up at the clubs and you could talk to random people and that kind of thing. I played as a male character because, every game I played, talking about back in one of the other episodes where we talked about times we were queer as kids, I always played as a male character and I created an avatar as a male character. And you could talk to random people. And I feel like places like Habbo Hotel allow people who are queer to talk in a safe place and experiment and not feel judgment. And I used to love Habbo Hotel until I got bored of it because, it was my hyperfixation for a month and then I was done. So I think Habbo Hotel was a queer playground. I think it's similar to those kind of like Second Life. Did you ever play Second Life?
I don't think so.
So Second Life was kind of like Sims, but in the real world. Like you created your own character and it was similar to Habbo Hotel, but you're an actual person. From memory, I think Habbo Hotel was like your very like 8-bit kind of style look. And yeah, I just feel like places like that, even Neopets. I feel like if you played Neopets as a kid, you're now gay.
Neopets.
Well, not like everybody who played, but I think people who were like hardcore into Neopets, you're probably queer today.
I saw that on a reel recently that someone was like, yeah, if you played Neopets as a kid, you were gay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed Neopets and I'm like, next question.
What is the worst Pride outfit you've ever worn? Go on. It sounds like there's a story there.
No, I don't think. It was more like I've not worn anything.
Yeah.
That was what was going on in my head. Not that I was in my birthday suit, guys. It's the fact that I've been a bit lazy and not really wanted to do anything. I think the thing is I've enjoyed all of my Pride outfits. What about yourself?
Though there was one year that, so when Pride was held at the racecourse.
Oh, I love that.
And I was wearing my white overalls.
Yeah.
And because I was wearing white and I flushed the portaloo.
Yeah.
And the blue stuff from the portaloo went all over the legs of my pants. And so ever since then, I'm like, always close the lid of a bloody portaloo.
That's so true. I remember that. You came back and you were so sad.
I was like brand new white overalls that I've now dyed, that were stained blue.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
you
it
looked
was
really
very sad.
cute. You were so for further mental images, it was white dungarees or overalls that were like shorts, and underneath you were wearing a multicolored.
It was tie-dye.
Yeah, matching multicolored shirts that had like little smiley faces.
And we
on
surprised one of our friends. It was the year that they came out as non-binary, and we all ended up going to Pride, and they had no idea, which was really cool.
That was so beautiful.
It was a great
What
Pride.
a great Pride.
That's one of my favourite Prides.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed it at that location as well.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't like it because it was on a horse track and people felt like, the political stance on it. I had a great time. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. Really easy to get drinks as well.
Yeah.
Not that we're alcoholic.
No, it was good fun. It was definitely a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Is Taylor Swift a queer icon or just really good at marketing?
Marketing.
And why do you say that?
A controversial thought here
Yep, go ahead.
is that I think she was a queer icon before her relationship with Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Even though she's been in many, many relationships with heterosexual relationships. But for some reason, since being with Travis Kelce, and I'm sure some smarter people than I will unpack, I don't feel like she hits that anymore. But I also think that this might coincide a little bit more with her having friends who are MAGA.
Yep.
So it's a bit hard to associate her with the queer community.
Yep.
That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think she's great at marketing. I think if you were a true queer icon, you'd be doing more for the queer community. So someone for me who screams queer icon is Lady Gaga. You know?
Yeah.
And everything that she does, like incredible. And so for me, I think you got to put your money where your mouth is. Otherwise, it's all talk. And she is a great talker and she is great with her PR. You can see she's really well trained and she's been able to rebrand herself 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, however many times, like don't get me wrong, she is a great artist, but I think she isn't an icon. I think that she is just really good at marketing, and people listening right now might not agree, and that's okay. And, you know, you can still support the queer community, but I don't think she's an icon, and I don't think that she truly is doing enough to be at that icon status.
I think you would have to do more. And like, especially when we've got such amazing queer icons that stand up for queer rights and are so open and transparent about it, it's a bit hard to put her in alignment with these other people.
It's the comparison. So even like Dolly Parton, like where she actually gives so much money to queer organisations and charities and stuff, I think then that's an icon. I think, yeah, if a Taylor Swift, she knows her audience and she knows that a lot of her audience is queer, and so therefore she's very good at marketing, but I just don't think she is an icon per se.
Agreed.
All right, and final one. Spin, 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 spin. Your queer childhood crush. Who was your queer childhood crush?
It's funny because I feel like, I mean, I had the general Keira Knightley and like Amanda Bynes. I had those general ones, but I feel like my queer crushes were more in real life and less actually in the movies. But I think that actually says more about the representation of queer people when we were younger. What about yourself?
Keira Knightley was up there, definitely. Also Hilary Duff and Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, used to love Lizzie McGuire. And if not for that, then also the British version of The Worst Witch. Can't remember.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, if you look at it, all those characters, they're characters who also like to bend the rules, or they bend, so if you're looking at, you've got Keira Knightley and Bend It Like Beckham. You've got Lizzie McGuire, who was kind of like not your typical girl. Like there's lots of playing around with different things. And then you've got The Worst Witch, who was like, they were the worst and they were the different than everybody else and they didn't obey by the rules. And so I wonder if it was something like that was also the factor, and it wasn't just like a female character, but the fact that they were these characters who didn't always typically fit every societal thing that people wanted them to fit. Maybe like that. But yeah.
That's very interesting. Can we spin the wheel just one more time just in case we get a good question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a good one.
Why do lesbians love carabiners?
Oh, this is a great one.
Oh, so you want this question?
Yeah.
But we've already finished with that last question.
This is a tidbit because I requested another one.
So we were going to finish with the last one, but Katie wants this to be the last one. Why do lesbians love carabiners?
Because they're the most useful implement for so many different things. If you want your water bottle to be on something, if you need your keys, if you need to attach it to something else, if your car's stopped and you've got a rope and you need to bind your rope to something on your car. Carabiner.
Look, I love a good carabiner, and I think, there is a stereotype with the lesbians and that kind of stuff. Some lesbians do love carabiners and some don't, but a carabiner is bloody handy, that is for sure.
Absolutely. And if someone was like, would you like a carabiner or would you like just a U-bolt? Which one are you choosing?
Who would ever offer someone a U-bolt? Like, hey, we're at this market. Look at this beautiful free U-bolt. Take a free U-bolt. Nobody's ever going to say that. Free carabiner with their marketing, sure. A U-bolt? That's just not practical.
Do you know what's so funny is there's going to be so many people out there who are like, what the fuck is a U-bolt? And I can tell you what, the majority of the lesbians will know what I'm talking about.
Or people in the industry, in the construction industry, or in that kind of stuff, yeah.
If you know what a U-bolt is, please message us so I feel better.
All right, let's end it there. That's it. Thank you so much for listening into season 3, for getting all the way to the end of this episode, and for supporting us this whole time as well. And we have started a Patreon. We've just started Patreon officially. We've been around for a while and we haven't really officially talked about it or launched or anything like that. But if you would like to support us, it is only $1 a month because we don't want to ask too much. And we'll have some official kind of merch that you can win. And we'll also have your input on the future season. So I think it's a really good time to launch it. So then I can really have time to chat with you all, see what your ideas are, what you want to see for the future of the podcast, and run a few little competitions and get your thoughts, ideas, and your wonderful input, because we would love you guys to be a bigger part of the podcast and have a bit of a behind the scenes.
And it'd be love to be able to chat to you guys a little bit more and like have that interaction for both sides, because we really only get to chat to people in person or like
Or,
over
and we're doing this,
email.
we're just talking at you. So we'd
Yeah, I
really
know.
like to, it is really nice when we
I
get like
know.
direct messages and emails and that kind of thing. But we'd really love to get you guys to be a bigger part of the podcast.
Yeah. And $12 a year is like less than 2 coffees.
That's true.
Ugh, God.
But yeah, so thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us this whole time. Really does mean a lot. We'll go on break. Maybe I might re-release something or pop in here or there if I have the energy. We'll see, because it is the crazy time of the year coming up. But thank you so much. Stay safe over the holidays. And until next time, I hope that we have been
Perfectly queer.
Let's be perfectly queer.
Na 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 na.